So why don't we see miracles all the time? You know, people look at the scriptures, the Bible, and say like, man, God did these miracles throughout history. Well, if he's real, why don't we see them? Well, first of all, when we look, we have to understand the history of the Bible takes place over thousands of years. And so we see, like, say with Moses or with Jesus, there's all these miracles. They happen, they're not happening constantly. They're not happening constantly from century to century in the array that they're happening, if that makes any sense. So there have been times in history where God did a lot of miracles in a particular time period, but that isn't the norm for God. And why don't we see miracles more often? Well, then they wouldn't be miracles. Because that's the whole thing. Miracles are things that don't happen often, or they defy logic, or, you know, so we don't see them. So if God did miracles all the time, well, they wouldn't be miracles by definition. But we do see miracles in modern day. I definitely, and I've talked about this in one of my earlier videos, but there's a great story, took place within the last 10 years, might have been around 2017, where a boy fell through the ice. This was in USA Today in Minnesota, I think. He was dead for like 45 minutes. The doctors even testified that he was dead for 45 minutes. His mother prayed over him, started up his heartbeat. He's alive and he's well today, and he's fine. Just defies the laws of logic and the doctors. And I know people that have been diagnosed with cancer, prayed over them, don't have cancer anymore. I do know people, you know, not a ton of people, but I do know people. And so, and the other question is, why doesn't God do miracles all the time? Well, part of the thing is we live in a broken world, and God is allowing the got to back up here, because it's not an easy answer, but God's end game isn't this world. And sure, God could heal all diseases and everything and do great miracles, but there'd still be the issue of sin. And one of the reasons why I think God doesn't do miracles all the time and healings is because he wants us to want something better. He wants us to want a world that isn't broken and desire something better, which he is going to do at some point. So, just some of my thoughts on that. Hope it makes sense. Have a good one.